He had 5 goals, 9 points in just 4 playoff games after the restart last year, but he still wasn't happy. Craig, what do you think we see from McDavid in this year's playoff run?
Here's the thing about great players is that they're not satisfied ever. They're not looking back to what they've accomplished. They're looking back to what they can accomplish. They're always looking to the next game, the next opportunity to be brilliant. And certainly Connor McDavid has talked about how meaningful the playoffs are. Last year's 4-game wipeout to the Chicago Blackhawks, and Connor McDavid was brilliant in Game 2. But you don't want to ever have that stain on your resume, on your reputation. And certainly the best player on the planet, and I hope Neil Pionk doesn't ever think otherwise because McDavid is, has that opportunity now, building off a great season. But he's not going to rest on his laurels. Great players never do. Connor McDavid knows the significance of the playoffs. He knows the significance of being at his very best. I don't expect him to be anything less than what we've seen during the regular season, and that's a scary notion for the Winnipeg Jets.
Scary for the Jets, but fun for us in anticipation. All right, what about the battle in net? The reigning Vezina winner in Connor Hellebuyck versus a 39-year-old who's coming off a stellar regular season, Pierre.
Yeah, first of all, I think this series is going to be closer than a lot of people are portraying it. I mean, for sure the Oilers are favored, but I think this is going to be a titanic series. And of course, Connor Hellebuyck has the ability by himself to propel the Jets to the upset. He won the Vezina Trophy a year ago for that reason in terms of his ability, but he has to maintain that in this series for them to have any chance. What's interesting to me is Mike Smith at the other end has been just as good this year. He's been unbelievable for the Oilers, especially against the Jets. And I want to take a step back and think about this story about Mike Smith. In the offseason on October 9th, when free agency opened, his phone did not ring. I mean, like, he was UFA and no one phoned him. And I suspect that it crossed his mind whether his career had ended at his age. Eventually, the Oilers circled back to him, which Kenny Holland had always kind of promised to his camp that he would. He was obviously honest about the fact that they tried some bigger things. They went after Jacob Markstrom, looked at a few other options. At the end of the day, they come back to Mike Smith for $1.5 million. Guys, are you kidding me? Is that the best $1.5 million spent this year in the National Hockey League, given what Mike Smith has done for the Edmonton Oilers?
Plan B has worked out very well for them so far.